Hi, my name is Carolyn Curley, and I'm a professor at the University of California, San Diego. And I'm the author of the book, The Guidance Groove: Escape Unproductive Habits, Trust Your Intuition, and Be True. So there's a voice inside you that knows exactly what to do when it's time to make a decision, to make a choice every single time. That is your authenticity, your truth, your spark, your intuition, or your own personal guidance groove. And you can find it and trust it and live by it. And you can escape the untrue thought patterns that obscure that voice inside of you and that breed inauthenticity and that feed what I call your unproductive grooves of inadequacy, obligation, scarcity, and unworthiness. The guidance groove is a roadmap for navigating the flow of life while in continual communication with your own authentic, intuitive self. It's an invitation to live your life from a place of wholeness. Given that, these are my 5 methods by which you can get in better touch with your intuition. First, identify your unproductive grooves and don't believe the false stories that make up the bulk of your thoughts. Living within your authenticity means you must stop believing the nonsense, self-talk messages and stories that have plagued you perhaps for your entire life. Those stories are not true, and when you believe them, they trick you into ignoring your authentic internal compass or your intuitive guidance. Determine which patterns in your life stem from these false stories that your brain has convinced you is true. These untrue thoughts usually stem from fear and from the need to create an illusion of control, and they lead to the unproductive grooves or habits that block your connection to your authentic intuition. So once you identify your unproductive grooves and how they manifest across your life and relationships, you can start to disentangle from their grip. Number 2, discover and move toward your fears that gave birth to and that feed the false stories in your brain. When you are brave enough to unpack and deeply investigate the fears that you carry, that drive your adherence to the unproductive grooves and that block your access to intuition, then you can start to let them go. But if you ignore your fears, then they will grow and they will take over more and more. Name your fears, write them down, go into their sources with love and compassion and curiosity and empathy. Where did they come from? What purpose did they serve that is no longer necessary? Are your fears even true? Unless you're being chased by a lion across the Serengeti, then it's likely your fears are not true. Number 3, value your intuitive guidance. Following your intuitive self requires feeling into your body to discover and experience what your intuition is telling you. It requires checking in with your entire self, not remaining stuck only in your mental realm. We tend to place greater value on characteristics arising from the mental realm, such as cleverness and will and logic and hard work and action and material outcomes. We place less value on the more descriptive aspects of our humanity, such as our feelings and our emotions, and all the processes by which we access our intuition. When your intuition tells you one thing, such as this relationship is not going to work out, but your mental realm tells you another story that seems to make sense, like, but they're smart or beautiful or interesting or compelling in some way, so of course the relationship is worth pursuing, then it's easy to ignore your guidance. Instead of ignoring your intuition when decisions arise, pay attention, notice, and assess the balance between the thoughts from your mental realm and the sensations from your feeling and emotional aspects. When you assign a high value to your intuition or guidance and then integrate it into your decision-making process, then you will increasingly recognize how adherence to your truths leads to greater authenticity and ease. Number 4, create opportunities to connect with your own intuitive guidance. Do the activities that help you access your intuition. Once you assign value to your guidance, then you can establish regular occasions and activities that will enable you to best access your intuition. Discover where and how you most easily connect to your intuition, and then cultivate the time to create situations to support whatever enhances that connection. So for example, movement such as hiking or walking or bicycling or rowing, those are great meditative movement practices that I follow that tune me into my own intuition. Others could include meditation or yoga or spending time in nature or doing something you love, like maybe cooking or baking, something that requires very little thought and can allow you to kind of tune in, or maybe even just listening to music and sitting quietly. And then finally, number 5, maybe my best, most favorite one. If you missed the mark, no big deal. Try again. The principles for following your intuition that are detailed in my book, The Guidance Groove, are not meant to be a self-improvement program with a goal of making you a more perfect human who is happy in all situations. It's about helping you recognize and make peace with and shed your adherence to the false stories that are running in loops through your thoughts. And once you can let these go, then you can act from a place of intuitive clarity and wholeness and authenticity, no matter what arises in your life. The beauty of living always within your guidance groove is that there is no perfection. You make choices that feel more or less in alignment with your most authentic self. And if the outcome of a decision feels less in alignment with your intuition or guidance, you simply make note of that experience, then quiet your mind, tap into your guidance, and make another choice. You may miss the mark many, many times, but you can always turn around, refine your connection to your guidance, and try again. And the more you practice living within your guidance groove or living by your intuition, the more automatic the process becomes. So have fun on this journey you're embarking on to be a more intuitive self and be in touch with your more intuitive self. And come find me at theguidancegroove.com or on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.